Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining our webinar this morning. We are excited to host Weezmo today. Weezmo is a powerful marketing solution that connects customers' online and in-store journeys, enabling retailers to increase engagement, conversions, and revenue. We have Shai, the CEO of Weezmo, here with us. Shai, please take it from here.
Thank you very much, and welcome everyone for joining the webinar. Thank you for having us. So my name is Shai Rada. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Weezmo, and I'm going to talk to you about one of the biggest challenges in retailer today and how Weezmo can help you solve this problem with a one-stop shop marketing solution. So as you probably managing your business, you have an online and offline spaces. Now, the biggest challenge is how you combine all the data all together from all those channels. You have online, you got social media, you got newsletters, you got the store itself with multiple engagement platforms. But the challenge is how you connect all the data of your consumers into a singular system. Now, I'll elaborate on that in a very quick demo and some explanations we do on the system. But to understand that Weezmo is a one-stop shop marketing platform helping retailers to control all different touch points of the consumers and eventually control the money, control the ROI of your business. So the challenge I want to talk about is starting with an example of what's the difference between e-commerce and physical stores. When you have an e-commerce, it's easy to control your ROI, the money you're spending and the money you're earning from those campaigns, from that expenses you'd put online. For example, if I have a website and putting some money on Facebook or Google, and someone clicks on my banner, it costs me money. But eventually, he got to my website and complete a purchase, meaning that I have an ROI. I can control how much money I spent comparing to how much money I earned when it comes to my website. Now, even more, when I have an e-commerce, I can place cookies. I can start tracking anonymous customers and understanding their behavior based on what they're doing in my website. So even without knowing who the customer is, I can track what he's doing. If he leaves the website, I have the ability to bring him back to my website and offer him some promotion and discounts. The challenge starts if you're trying to compare your online abilities to the physical store. If I'm walking into a store, I'm making a transaction and leave the store, the business has lost the relationship with me. Unless I have a loyalty program, they have no idea who I am or how they can communicate with me and bring me back to their business with more promotion or more products. But even more, they don't know what brought me to the business. Is it because I saw an ad on Facebook? Is it because I saw an ad on TikTok or Instagram? So how they can have the same e-commerce abilities they have today and bringing that to the physical store. Now, there's a lot of tools you can start combining, connecting, but in the end, it's a lot of silos, a lot of different tools, a lot of integrations, and this is another challenge, how you can bring a retailer a one-stop shop tool that combine BI information, analytics, insights, marketing capabilities, and even more, having one customer data platform. They centralize all the information about your customers, help you running your business more efficiently. So Weezmo helps businesses connecting online and offline customer journeys from different touch points, from different platforms into a singular system with not just information, but also marketing tools help you maximize and leverage the potentials you have with the knowledge to bring customer back in and increase ROI dramatically. So before jumping into showing you how the system works, just talking a little bit about 4 fundamentals of the system. First of all, the idea is how we can identify anonymous customers. As I mentioned, when you have an e-commerce, you can place a cookie. You can start tracking customers. You can reach out to them even without them being identified. But in the physical store, you have to have an app or a loyalty program, which are usually expensive and hard and complicated. But even if they're simple and easy, there's still a lot of customers who are buying at your physical store and they are not going to be identified. They're not going to be part of your loyalty. So first of all, the first challenge is how we can identify 100% of the in-store customer. Second of all, how we can connect those consumers who bought at the physical store to all the efforts you're putting online in social medias and website and promotions. And finally, it's about analyzing the performance, is understanding that a specific banner or a specific social activity actually responsible for increasing sales. That's important for every retailer to understand where to allocate your funds, where to spend your money on in order to increase your sales and retention of your customers. So with that introduction, we will jump into the system itself, showing you how it works, how it looks like, and how you can operate it by yourself to maximize your potential of your business. So moving on to the main dashboard. So as I said, Weezmo is a one-stop shop. So you're going to see a very long menu on the left, but we'll jump between the things that we can fit into that meeting. But first of all, it's a BI system. So everything from comparison from specific dates to branches to a specific type of transactions we collect from your business. And I will explain how the data come to the Weezmo platform. But you can see average in sales, cart, store revenue for online and social campaigns, digital receipts that we'll explain in a second. One of the more important things is about customer retention. How many unique customers I have in my business, new customers, return customers, and of course the revenue. All those metrics help you understand the performance of your business based on social campaigns and marketing activities. There are BI reports like top 10 items by quantity or revenue, and many more, but we'll jump to the critical things right now and get back to the reporting later. So one of the enablers we added to Weezmo in order to identify customers is the digital receipt. Now that sounds pretty standard, but what we did with the receipt are two very critical things. First of all, the receipt for a lot of businesses is a means to an end. How we can identify a physical customer who bought at the physical store without him being in the loyalty. So what we did with clients like H&M, IKEA, Victoria's Secret, Nike, is at the end of the transaction, the consumer is going to be asked to provide his phone number or email to get a digital receipt. That's a means to an end to identify an anonymous customer who walked into your store and made a transaction. That's an equivalent to the cookie we talked about in the e-commerce. So once we have the phone number of the email of the consumer, we can start tracking all his history, all the journey who brought him to the physical store. Now, we also took the receipt to a whole new level. The idea of the receipt, besides identifying the customer, is providing a post-purchase engagement. I bought at the store, now opening a very interactive digital receipt with promotions, mailing list registrations, feedback, even gamification features. And that's the interface the retailer is getting access to. So if I decide to add a spin the wheel to my receipt, basically drag and drop, spin the wheel, I can edit a title. I can link it to a coupon list I have in the system. I can provide some more interaction for my customers. So I mentioned feedbacks, which is also a very great tool to understand customer experience at your physical stores. If you have multiple stores, being control of how the experience is in a specific stores, that give you a lot more access. Bestseller items, basically a carousel of specific items. You can control what you want to present, but also we have our AI capabilities for next best offer. So we can analyze the transaction of that specific customer and offer him the next best offer. For example, if I bought a very neat jacket I can get an offer for a belt that go very well with the jacket I bought. Now, one of the most popular features we have on the receipt is the loyalty registration or newsletter registration. So we have customers who gain 600% more registrations through the receipt just by customers who open the receipt, fill their information, and subscribe to the loyalty or subscribe to mailing list. That's give the retailer a lot of data. Now he can operate through Weezmo to reach out to those customers. Now, the receipt, as I mentioned, is a means to an end. One of the biggest challenges in understanding your budget on social media is actually tracks money to the physical store. To explain that process, we took the phone number or we took the email of the customer who bought at the physical store. Now, as a Facebook partner, we are able to connect to Facebook, to your account, to the retailer account, and start measuring who saw an ad before he made a physical transaction. So what you can see in that offline measurement report is we are connecting to your Facebook manager account. You can see the campaign name, when the campaign started, how much money you spent on that campaign, the amount of impressions, clicks, and of course, what you currently have today already on Facebook is the e-commerce purchases value. As I said at the beginning, that's something you have when you have an e-commerce. You can control the full ROI of your online purchasing. But what Weezmo is adding to that equation is the in-store purchases value. From the digital receipt, from the transaction data, we can connect to Facebook and basically match if that specific person who bought at the physical store saw or engaged with your ads a couple of days ago. And if he did saw an ad a couple of days ago and now bought at the physical store, we have a conversion. And we can drill down to our insights, so even drill down to an ad level performance matrices. Now we can see that that's banner who marked in green actually has the best ROI, the best ROAS, return on ad spend, comparing to the second end. So we have customers today, even from that report, instead of waiting for 2 months to basically guess if my online campaigns were successful or not, now can look at those online metrics and understand after a day or two if we need to allocate our money from one ad to another or spend our money on a specific age range or a specific gender and optimize our campaigns accordingly. So if I was a marketeer in a traditional retail business, I will spend my $20,000 as that customer spend, wait it for 2 months, and then analyze my campaign. Now, without looking at offline performance, I would say, oh, that was a very horrible campaign. I spent $20,000 on online campaign on Facebook and only earned almost $7,000 in sales online. So as a marketeer looking at those metrics, after a month, it will say, okay, $20,000, not very good campaign if I only earn $7,000, and will close the campaign. That's going to be a huge mistake because that campaign actually tracked $1.7 million at physical stores. Now that metric is something that customers today are not be able to see because of the lack of the connection between online and offline. So using that report, you can dramatically increase your marketing performance and optimize your campaigns according to actually seeing the results at your physical store. Moving on to audiences. Now, when you build an online campaign on Facebook and Google, you're usually using segmentation. We call it a shotgun marketing. If I'm selling clothes, so I will look for male or female between the ages of 18, maybe to 40, and from a specific region. That will bring me a lot. It will bring me millions of people that potentially might be a customer of my business. But that's less relevant when you have the data about your customers. Now, the receipt, as I mentioned, is a means to an end to identify physical customers bought at your physical store. We also have the items they bought, meaning that we can start building a profile. So if I want to run a campaign, an online campaign, I can easily build segmentation based on actually purchase data. So item code equals to X, or customers who never bought the Y product. And I can also add as many filters like didn't purchase at specific dates or never visited my store in the last 6 months, and even more and more and more rules that I can set on those customers to build a tailor-made personalized audience. When clicking analyze, the system will tell me, okay, I have 42,000 clients, unique clients that match to that rule. Now I can create that audience dynamic directly into Facebook. Meaning that from Weezmo, you're going to have an audience sitting down at Facebook matching to 42,000 clients based on the rule that you decide. So clicking create will send an audience to Facebook, and when you run a campaign, you can attach that specific campaign to that specific audience, to that specific campaign, and make sure that your clients that's relevant to the promotion you're running will see that specific ad and not everyone else. And lastly, one of the most annoying features when you run an online campaign is the lack of connection between what's happening in the physical store compared to the online. Going to your website, I can look for a specific product, for example, a jacket. I'm looking at different jackets, checking out the prices, and I'm leaving the website because I do want to go to the physical store and check out the jacket and see how it fits on my body. Now, the online has no idea you actually went to the physical store. So what happens is the online started running a retargeting campaign. Come back, sir, and buy online, maybe even giving him a promotion. But the person already made a transaction at the physical store. So auto-populate audience, making sure that if that person did a transaction at the physical store, is going to be excluded from that online campaign, meaning that's going to save you money and avoid annoying the customers with irrelevant promotions. Moving on to customer journeys. So understanding customer behavior is crucial to your business. Understanding what pull customer to your store and what make customer buy more or less. So with the capabilities, and that's based on a technology we call the ROPO analysis. ROPO stands for Research Online, Purchase Offline. The ability to add a simple script to your website, and now we can track online and offline transactions. So we can see a specific individual who visited a specific page around 12 p.m. Eventually, after a few hours, he clicked on a Facebook campaign, and a day later, at 12 noon, he had made a physical transaction at the store. So that's a one by one report. If you really want to drill down to customer behavior, but the full ROPO analysis report that show you all the transaction revenue and all the true ROI can help you understand revenue by channels, like how much money you're gaining from your SMS campaign or the money you're spending on paid search on Google, how much money it brought to your store, and even see the analysis based on stores to understand which stores are gaining more value from your online campaign. Now, moving on, we talked about one-stop shop. So how we can have all the information and all the tools needed to operate my business under a single system. So what we see here is our CRM/CDP platform help you gaining customer consents. You can see consents by tags. So we have a customers who have the consent to SMS, email, cookies, but unsubscribe for marketing. You can drill into every individual, understanding all the properties belonging to that person, the consents, the list he belongs to, and of course the activity log to track all the consents, unsubscription, and everything you can imagine directly from one place. Now, all the subscription and all the customers who sign up to your business, if you recall, are coming from the receipt that we can add loyalty registration, mailing list registration, everything directly from the receipt. We have about 70 plus integrations. So if you work with Klaviyo, HubSpot, or different systems, those contacts can be sent directly to the system you're working with. Now, if you decide to work with Weezmo as a marketing platform, You can easily build a campaign through our system. Sorry about that. Decide which list is going to be part of that campaign, what list I'm going to exclude from that campaign, and eventually I can build a campaign, adding customer properties, discounts, and everything that every campaign has to offer. But the big benefit of running marketing campaign through Weezmo is the offline measurement. When you run an SMS campaign today, usually the metrics are going to be how many people have received that SMS. You're going to see the reclick rate and the unsubscribe rate. Because Weezmo is a centralized data hub that connects online, offline all together, you can also see the purchases happened due to that campaign, also offline and online. So running an SMS campaign can show you how much money you actually brought to your business. Now, the idea is because we're collecting customer data, it doesn't have to be through the receipt. It can be through a loyalty or any other identification platform. And we can tell you how many people saw the SMS campaign, clicked and bought, or even without clicking on the SMS campaign, they returned to your business, made a transaction. That can be tracked as well. Conversion windows, top selling items, because sometimes you run an SMS campaign for a specific product. So you do want to filter and understand if that product actually being bought more due to that campaign. Even more, we can drill down to analytics and understanding customer behavior and changes in your business due to that campaign. For example, if I'm selling ice cream and I can see their ice cream sales percentage before the campaign started, I will expect it to see an increase in sales after the campaign, assuming that we add a discount or promoting a new product, but also understand if that campaign changed the behavior of my clients. Everything under is a single platform, seeing new clients, new customers, everything directly from the Weezmo system. Same goes for email campaigns. You can see the campaigns, you can see the results, you can see how many people actually opened the campaign or just clicked and then made a physical transaction. And lastly is even flows automation to be able to trigger and creating customized behavior directly from the system Weezmo platform. Easy drag and drop, simple interaction directly from the Weezmo system. So I want to thank you everyone. Just to summarize, so we work with Retail Pro as an integrated solution, help you maximize, identify customers, connecting online and offline marketing behavior. But our idea is not just providing a lot of dashboards and a lot of numbers, is helping you grow your business with actionable insights. So our system might look comprehensive and complicated, but we have all the knowledge and tools directly in the system, help you running campaign, analyzing the campaign, and optimizing your marketing efforts to maximize sales and ROI of your business. So Jada, thank you very much. I'm going to hand over back to you.
Thank you, Shai. So we'll open now for some questions. I have seen a few come through. So we'll go ahead and start with one of the first questions. How long does it take to start seeing results when using Weezmo?
So that's a very good question. So depending on the frequency of transaction in the business, but an average business can start seeing results after a month and a half or maybe two. On a daily basis, you will start seeing results as you gaining more information, but in order to connect and measuring online campaigns, it's usually a month and a half to 2 months.
Okay, great. The next question, I have a loyalty program in place. Does Weezmo replace it?
Yeah, super. So I will give an example of one of our clients, IKEA. Some branches, some franchisees not using the IKEA loyalty program. So they're using Weezmo as a loyalty program because the idea from their perspective is be able to identify who is the individual, not necessarily his name, but be able to reach out to him. So the phone number, the e-receipt is acting as a loyalty. So you go to a store, you give your phone number, now you identify customers, and if IKEA want to reach out to you, they have the means to. But On the other end, we do have a lot of customers that have very good loyalty programs, and Weezmo is not a replacement, it's an enhancer. So even if you have a loyalty, usually you will not be able to reach out to 100% identified customers. So assuming you have a loyalty with 50%, Weezmo can complete the missing part and sending that information to the loyalty program. So it's an enhancer and not a replacement of the loyalty.
Perfect. Thank you so much. The next question that I see come through, what versions of Retail Pro does it integrate with, and how long does the integration take?
So we have complete integration with V9 and Prism 2.1. The integration with 2.1 is instantly. Same goes for V9. We did some installation in the UK. So it doesn't have to replace the version. V9 is it's pretty old, and you don't have to upgrade your existing software. So the idea, what we have is a plug and play software we install remotely on the point of sale. Don't have to change the current version or upgrade the current version. And instantly, once installing that add-on, you'll be able to produce digital receipts and start tracking online and offline customers.
All right, great. Let me see. I'll give it a few more seconds for any more questions to come through. Can you give us a little bit more information on the pricing?
Pricing is really depends on the size of the business, but the idea model is per point of sale per month. It's a volume-based subscription model, and you can choose the packages. So if you go just with digital receipt or online offline measurement, the marketing platform, so it's a Lego-based concept. So you can choose whatever fits for your business. And the pricing model is volume-based subscription per number point of sale.
All right, perfect. Another question, are there any complications with consumer privacy restrictions?
So it's a wonderful question. So I didn't went into it, but our admin system allow you to customize your privacy preferences, consent tags, cookies, how you want to operate. We support GDPR, CCPA, and HIPAA, which is more for pharmacies and medicinal purposes. But we complied with GDPR, which is one of the hardest privacy also regulations out there. So you can definitely customize because we do have customers operating in areas where privacy is less, I would say, harsh, and they can define different privacy laws and regulation in different stores. So our system definitely support different type of privacy rules and regulations.
All right, perfect. Well, I don't see any more questions coming in, so thank you, Shai, for demonstrating today. If you would like to schedule a personalized demo or learn more information, please reach out to us. In the meantime, thank you everyone for attending and have a great day.